All right, hunters, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about something that's at the core of responsible hunting, making clean, humane kills. That all starts with using the right caliber for the right game. As much as we all enjoy a bit of recoil therapy or plinking at the range, when it comes to hunting, not all calibers are created equal, and some are downright awful for the job. So today's video is a bit of a public service for all ethical hunters out there. We're breaking down the 5 worst hunting calibers rounds that are either underpowered, overkill, or just completely unreliable in the field. Some of these might surprise you, so before you grab a box of bad ammo and risk wounding an animal or ruining your hunt, let's get into it. Number 5. The .22 Long Rifle. First up is a round we all know and love at the range, the .22 LR. This rimfire cartridge is great for target shooting and small critters like squirrels or rabbits. But once you move beyond that, it's completely out of its depth. Now we get it, the .22 is affordable, virtually recoil-free, and incredibly easy to shoot. But when it comes to anything bigger than a jackrabbit, you're asking for trouble. With muzzle velocities around 1,200–1,300 feet per second and barely 150 foot-pounds of energy, it just doesn't pack enough punch to ethically bring down medium or large game. Trying to take a deer or hog with a .22 LR, you're setting yourself and the animal up for a bad time. Even with a well-placed shot, the lack of penetration means you may never reach vital organs, leading to wounded animals, prolonged suffering, and a ruined hunt. That's the exact opposite of ethical hunting. In fact, in many states and provinces, using a .22 LR for big game is outright illegal, and for good reason. It simply doesn't have the terminal performance or consistency you need in the field. Wind drift, foliage deflection, and limited range all make this round highly unpredictable beyond 50 yards. Sure, there are a few skilled marksmen out there who can take a perfect headshot on a small deer under ideal conditions. But let's be honest, that's not realistic for the vast majority of hunting situations, and it's not something anyone should rely on in the wild. Bottom line, while the .22 LR has its place in the world of small game and training, it's absolutely not a suitable choice for anything beyond that. If you're looking to hunt ethically and humanely, it's best to leave the .22 LR on the bench when big game is on the menu. Number 4. The .25 ACP, pocket-sized and problematic. Next on our list is a cartridge that should never see the inside of a hunting rifle, the .25 ACP. While it's occasionally defended in the world of ultra-compact self-defense pistols, which is already a stretch, it has zero business in the hunting world. Originally made for tiny pocket handguns, the .25 ACP offers laughably low velocity, hovering around 800 feet per second, and just 60 to 80 foot-pounds of energy. That's not enough to ethically take down anything other than the absolute smallest of pests. And even then, it's questionable. Forget about penetration or reliable terminal performance. The .25 ACP struggles to break through even light barriers, let alone reach vital organs on game animals. Clean, quick kills? Not happening. Using this caliber on anything more substantial than a rodent is not just ineffective, it's irresponsible. Another big issue? Inconsistent ballistics. Most .25 ACP ammo comes in full metal jacket FMJ, which often over-penetrated without expanding. Combine that with the round's already dismal stopping power, and you're looking at a recipe for failure even against small critters. Even hollow points, where available, do little to make up for the lack of kinetic energy. And here's the kicker, it's expensive and hard to find, especially when compared to small game powerhouses like the 22 WMR or 17 HMR. So not only is the 25 ACP underpowered, but it's also impractical. Bottom line, leave the 25 ACP for the history books or collectors. It has no place in ethical, effective hunting. Number 3. The 223 Remington. Great for varmints, risky for big game. Alright, this one might stir the pot a bit, but it needs to be said. Coming in at number 3 is the 223 Remington, specifically when used on larger game like deer or hogs. Let's get one thing straight. The 223 Remington is a stellar choice for varmints. Coyotes, foxes, groundhogs, no problem. But the moment hunters start stretching it into big game territory, things get dicey. With velocities in the 2,800 to 3,200 FPS, range and energy around 1,200 to 1,300 FTL beats. It can work with flawless shot placement. But that's the catch, it has no margin for error. Ethical hunting demands more than just it requires consistent, humane results, even if conditions aren't perfect. Sure, some skilled marksmen have dropped deer with a 223, but that typically involves specialized ammo, like heavy, bonded bullets and surgical precision. Most hunters, especially newer ones, aren't working under those pristine range-like conditions. They're dealing with wind, brush, movement, and adrenaline. Let's not forget the 223 light bullet weights, often in the 55-77 grain range, which are more prone to deflection from twigs, wind, or underbrush. That's a big deal when hunting in dense terrain. A tiny misdirection could mean a wounded animal rather than a clean kill. And despite its high velocity, the wound channels created by 223 projectiles tend to be narrower and shallower than what you'd get from a 243 Win, 6.5, Creedmoor, or 308. That means longer suffering, more tracking, and possible failed recoveries, a nightmare scenario for any ethical hunter. At the end of the day, if you're going after big game, the 223 shouldn't be your first choice. It's legal in some places, sure, but legality doesn't always equal ethicality. If you truly respect the animals you hunt, choose a caliber that gives you the best chance at a clean, one-shot kill, even when conditions are less than ideal. Number 2. 30 Carbine, a relic, not a reliable round. Landing in the number 2 spot is the 30 Carbine, a round made famous by its use in World War II with the Mun carbine. While it holds a special place in military history, that doesn't mean it has any place in a modern hunter's gear bag. Ballistically speaking, the 30 Carbine just doesn't stack up. With a muzzle velocity around 1,900 feet per second and energy levels in the 900 foot-pounds range, it's far below what's recommended for clean, effective harvests of medium or large game. It's closer to a hot pistol round than a capable hunting cartridge. And then there's the ammo selection or lack of it. The majority of commercially available 30 Carbine loads are full metal jackets, which are notorious for poor terminal performance. These rounds are prone to over-penetrating without delivering the energy dump needed to drop game quickly. Even the hollow point or soft point options don't pack enough punch to reliably, humanely kill anything bigger than a coyote. Another issue is sectional density, the bullet's ability to push through tissue. The 30 Carbine lacks the mass and momentum for deep penetration, especially on animals with thick hides or dense muscle. Could it technically take down a deer? Maybe, under perfect conditions. But hunting isn't about maybe, it's about making quick, ethical kills. And on that front, the 30 Carbine falls short. If you're heading into the field with this round, you're chasing nostalgia, not responsible results. Number 1. The 50 BMG, overkill in every sense. Topping our list and absolutely obliterating the scale is the 50 BMG. Yes, the Browning machine gun round. Originally built to punch through armored vehicles and equipment, this round is the textbook definition of excessive when it comes to hunting. Let's put it into perspective. We're talking muzzle velocities above 2,800 FPS and a shocking 13.00 plus FTL of energy at the muzzle. That's not hunting ballistics, that's anti-materiel warfare. It's like bringing a wrecking ball to a woodworking class. Beyond the brute force, there are some very real issues. Recoil that will rattle your fillings and your shoulder. Meat damage so severe it could ruin a large portion of your harvest. Rifles that weigh 25-35 pounds, making them nearly impossible to carry afield. And let's not forget, in most places, it's illegal or heavily restricted for hunting and for good reason. The risk of over-penetration and extreme range makes it a public safety hazard, especially in wooded or populated areas. A missed shot from a 50 BMG doesn't just vanish, it could keep going for miles. This isn't just about ethics, it's about safety, practicality, and common sense. Though 50 BMG isn't a hunting round, it's a military solution to a military problem. Unless your quarry is a rogue armored personnel carrier, this round has no place in the field. So there you have it, 5 of the worst calibers you could pick for hunting, whether it's the underwhelming 22 LR, the laughably weak 25 ACP, or the monstrous and absurd 50 BMG. These rounds all have one thing in common: they fail to deliver clean, humane kills under realistic hunting conditions. As ethical hunters, our responsibility is to take every shot with respect for the animal, for the hunt, and for ourselves. That means choosing calibers that hit hard enough, fly straight enough, and perform consistently in the field. Have you ever seen someone try to hunt with one of these rounds or something? Even worse? Drop your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. If you found this breakdown helpful, do us a solid. Like the video, subscribe for more hunting insight, hit that bell so you don't miss what's next. Until then, hunt smart, hunt safe, and always hunt ethically. We'll see you out in the field.